slap, grab, choke, shut up, bitch, say.
If you've been on social media at all in the past few months, you've probably at least heard of Andrew Tate. Now, Andrew Tate is a controversial figure who basically says the most outlandish things he can think of to get as much attention to himself as possible. Now, fortunately, it has worked for him, and his Google Trends search results have massively skyrocketed over the past month. Now, in the past couple years, Andrew Tate, also known as Cobra Tate, has kind of made himself into a self-help guru for men of the world. He sells a bunch of courses online for Shopify dropshipping, how to pick up girls, how to grow a business, basically whatever you can think of. He sells a bunch of courses aimed mostly towards men on his website. Now, if you dig into his past, you will actually find a web of very interesting and very controversial subjects that Andrew Tate has been a part of. Everything from trafficking to a very shady webcam business. So let's go ahead and take a deep dive into Andrew Tate and who he actually is. Okay, so starting out, where did this guy come from? So if you don't know, he is a multi-millionaire, so we need to know where he actually got the money, where he started out. Now, initially, he actually started out as a kickboxer, and he actually became a world championship kickboxer. Now, you may think he actually got his money from that. That's how he got his start in the Millionaire Club. That's not true. He actually says that himself.
And people think, oh, Tate, did you get your money from kickboxing? And the answer is no.
So if you do even more digging, you'll actually find the real source of how he became a millionaire. And his real source was he operated basically an adult webcam business. So anytime you go to one of those sites and you see those adult webcams where the women are looking at you and, you can pay them to do stuff, basically he ran a website like that. But what's even more shady about it is that Andrew Tate himself has said that over 50% of the girls that were on his webcam business, he actually dated at one point as well, which is a little bit freaky. Now, what's even weirder about this is Andrew Tate says in his own words that he would intentionally get a bunch of women to fall in love with him so then he could make them do whatever he wants. He could make them become webcam models when initially they didn't actually want to be that. Now, it actually goes even deeper than that, if you can believe that. So Andrew Tate has also admitted that these girls that were in his webcam business, they would actually scam men, basically telling the men that they want to move out, they want to move in with them, pay me a bunch of money to talk to me, I really love you, all of that. When in reality, he knew it was all a scam, and the whole point was just to scam money out of these guys, as much money as possible. So basically, this guy was involved in some very, let's say, shady practices at best, possibly even illegal at worst. Now, despite all this, Andrew Tate still has a very loyal following of hundreds of thousands, possibly even 1 million plus people, who will basically defend him at every turn. No matter what happens, probably in this comment section as well, a bunch of people will defend him, even after his most recent allegations. So basically, in the past few months, he has a home in Romania, his main home, and his home in Romania was actually raided because the police believed that there were women being held captive there. And they actually found one of the women that they were looking for, an American woman that they said was being held captive at his home. So he was basically, they were saying that he was running a trafficking scheme out of his home. He was eventually arrested. And to point out, he was then later let go. He actually says all of these allegations are false. He said they were made up by the actual woman and the boyfriend of the woman. Basically, he says that the woman didn't want to admit that she was seeing Andrew Tate, so she lied to her boyfriend about being basically human trafficked by the guy. The guy called the police. They were sent to his house. I don't know what's actually true. He was let go. He was investigated. You can take whatever side you want on that, but that's just actually what happened. So basically, Andrew Tate's whole spiel over the past couple of years is to say basically the most outlandish thing he can think of for attention, and it's worked very well for him. He's basically a mashup of Donald Trump and Dan Bilzerian. Basically, Donald Trump, he would say, the most outlandish things, or basically he would say things in inflammatory ways, whether you agree with him or not. He would say things in inflammatory ways, and everyone would talk about it. People who liked him would talk about it. People who didn't like him would be like, I can't believe he said that, right? Basically, Andrew Tate's doing the same thing, and he'll also take a bunch of pictures with beautiful, beautiful women. That's what Dan Bilzerian has done. That's what grew him to one of the largest Instagram followings as well. That's what this guy, Andrew Tate, is now doing as well. And it's worked very well for him. Basically, the whole thing is designed to funnel you to his actual website, cobratate.com is his actual website, and he has a bunch of different courses that he tries to get people to sign up for. Now, his most expensive course is the War Room, which is 4,000 British pounds. The War Room is a global network in which exemplars and individuals work to free the modern man from socially induced incarceration. Now, obviously, I'm not going to give this guy $5,000 or $4,000 to get into the War Room, but he also has lesser packages as well. Hustler University is actually the one where I signed up for to actually see what was in the course. Now, Hustler University offers basically, 50 plus different courses on different things on how to grow your business, how to create a Shopify store, how to talk to women. All the different courses you could possibly think of are all available in the Hustler University 2.0. Now, after looking at these courses, I can tell you that unfortunately they are quite bad. Basically, all of them are a screen recording of basically a PowerPoint presentation and someone reading off a script. And it's not actually Andrew Tate. So all the people who like Andrew Tate or will sign up and want to see his courses, you don't actually see him in any of the courses. It's basically he went to Fiverr and paid someone, $5 to make a course for him, and then he sells it on his program. All of this information is very, very basic, and you can find all of it basically for free on YouTube. There's really no reason to buy any of these courses when they're bottom of the barrel. There really is nothing substantial to any of these courses. But what do I know, right? I don't know anything. Obviously, this guy is very successful. He's obviously making millions of dollars. If you've seen his Google Trends, he has exploded over the past month. So even if 1% of that is converting and actually buying his courses, he's making millions of dollars off these courses, even though they are very minimal, very bare bones. Now, Andrew Tate has said in the past he wants to be the best at whatever he puts himself to. He's a 4-time world champion kickboxer. So I would think that he would spend a little bit more time in these courses, actually maybe show up in them, put a little bit more effort into them. He doesn't at all. They are absolutely terrible courses, in my opinion. But it's very successful for him because people like him. People like what he says, so they're willing to give him their money to get these, D-level courses and see what actually he has to offer. So what's my final opinion on Andrew Tate? Well, if you're someone who really likes what he has to say, you like someone who has no filter, says whatever is on his mind, alpha male, Giga Chad type dude, if you're into that type of thing, then you're definitely going to love Andrew Tate. He's going to be someone you want to follow. You're probably going to want to join all his groups. Maybe you'll even pay $4,000 to join his overpriced war group course. I don't know, maybe that's your thing. Now, if you don't like the guy, if you think this guy is a troll, if you think he's a terrible person, I got one thing to say for you: just don't talk about him. Basically, this guy has exploded over the past month because everyone talks about it. I'm sure there's a bunch of people talking about him that absolutely hate this guy, right? All you're doing is spreading this guy so more people are aware of him. So if you do not like this guy, simple thing: don't talk about him, don't share his post. That's all you got to do. Now, I personally don't really have a problem with him. Maybe the trafficking thing, I don't know. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty. But for the most part, I think this guy is basically just a troll. He says whatever he wants to get the most attention possible, and it's working for him. Now, I wouldn't personally sign up for any of his courses. I did sign up for his cheap course just to see what was in it for this video. But personally, after seeing it, I would not sign up for any of his courses. You can find all this information for free on YouTube, and in many cases, much better courses for free on YouTube as well. So, he is what he is. Either you love the guy or you hate him. But Andrew Tate, he's currently blowing up on social media. I'd love to hear your opinion below. What do you think about Andrew Tate, aka Cobra Tate? Is he someone you follow, or is he a troll, or is he a terrible person? Leave your comments below.